You're 2 blocks from an address you've never seen. The music's been going the whole drive, 40 minutes of it. You slow down. You start scanning the curb for house numbers, and your right hand is already on the volume knob, turning it down. You don't remember deciding to do that. Nobody told you to. Nobody taught you this in driving lessons. But almost everyone does the exact same thing. Passengers do it. New drivers do it. You've probably done it today. The road didn't get quieter. The song didn't change. So why did your hand reach out and kill the sound? Think about what parking actually is. It's a job for your eyes and your hands. You're judging distances. You're reading a gap between 2 bumpers. You're lining up a wheel with a curb you can barely see. Your ears aren't doing any of that. Sound doesn't measure a parking space. A song can't tell you how many inches you've got left. Turn it up or turn it off. The space stays the same size. You're turning down a thing that isn't even part of the task. So why does your body treat the sound like it's in the way? That question is the whole video. Let's take it apart. Start with your attention. You've only got so much of it. The psychologist Daniel Kahneman built a whole model around this idea. He treated attention as a single, limited pool of mental effort, one budget spread across whatever you're doing. In his words, the total amount of attention which can be deployed at any time is limited. Spend it over here, and there's less left over there. And this budget gets expensive fast. In a lab test, researchers gave people a hard visual task, judging tiny differences in line length. Then they played a clear, audible tone. 79% of them never noticed the sound at all, not because they were deaf, because their eyes were eating the whole budget. The tone was there, their ears caught it, their attention just never signed for it. Scientists even have a name for it: inattentional deafness. Now, one honest note, researchers still argue about the fine print. Kahneman said sight and sound draw from one shared tank. Others, like Wickens, say they pull from partly separate pools. That debate isn't settled, but you don't need it settled. Everyone agrees on the part that matters here. When a task gets genuinely hard, competing input gets expensive. Your brain has to pay for it somehow, so attention isn't free, and it isn't infinite. It's a budget. And parking is about to send you a very large bill. But if sound is so expensive, why does the music stay on for the whole highway drive? 40 minutes, no problem. Here's why. Most driving is automatic. You're barely thinking about it. And passive listening, radio, a podcast, an audiobook, costs almost nothing on top. Researchers tested this directly. People drove in a simulator while listening to the radio or a book on tape. Their performance wasn't hurt at all. The sound just rode along in the background. It didn't ask them to do anything. But then researchers swapped in a phone conversation. Not listening, talking, thinking, answering. And missed traffic signals doubled, a 2-fold jump. Same person, same road. The difference wasn't the noise, it was the demand. Listening is cheap, responding is expensive. Music asks nothing of you, so for the easy, automatic stretch of a drive, it slips by for free. Your budget barely notices it's there. The trouble only shows up when the driving itself stops being automatic. And that's exactly what parking does. It ends the easy part. Researchers put 28 drivers on a real road and had them hunt for street parking. Then they measured how hard the brain was working. On a standard workload scale, the effort jumped from 39 to almost 55. That's a leap of about 40% just from looking for a spot. Their eyes changed too. During normal driving, these drivers spent 39% of the time looking off the road ahead. While searching for parking, that climbed to 53%. And the long glances, the ones over 2 seconds, where your eyes really lock onto something, those shot up by 235%. Picture what that means inside your head. A second ago, you were cruising, barely spending anything. Now your eyes are starving for information. You're hunting for the gap, checking whether that spot's big enough, watching whether that car is about to leave, reading a faded sign to check you're even allowed to stop there. Every one of those pulls from the same budget. And remember, this was just searching for a space, not even the tight reverse into a bay. The demand spikes all at once. This is the moment your attention account finally runs dry. So what does your brain do? Here's the twist. Your brain got there before your hand did. In another study, researchers had people drive in a simulator while a radio broadcast played, then tested how much they remembered. When the traffic got heavy and complex, the drivers recalled less of what the radio said. The words were playing the whole time, their ears worked fine, But under load, their brain quietly turned the broadcast down on its own, dropping the audio to protect the hard visual work. Nobody touched a knob. It happened automatically, below the level of choice. You didn't feel it dim. There was no click, no decision, nothing you'd ever notice from the inside. And the radio didn't make them drive any worse. The brain wasn't sacrificing safety, it was just spending its budget where the budget was needed. It's a quiet piece of triage, run without asking you. Your brain is already tuning the world out for you. The real muting happens inside your skull, silently, whether you reach for the knob or not. So when your hand drifts to that dial, it isn't rescuing you, it's catching up. You're watching an automatic process leak out into the open. The ritual you thought was control is you following along half a step behind your own brain. The mute button isn't the cause, it's the echo. So what does turning it down actually buy you? Not sharper eyes. Lowering the volume doesn't upgrade your vision. Here's the real distinction. Researchers found that simple detection, just noticing something is there, stays cheap, even with sound in the mix. But identification, working out what a thing is, reading it, judging it, that's where competing input costs you. And parking is full of identification, reading a faint house number, judging whether a gap is really wide enough, deciding in the moment, go or wait. That's the expensive kind of thinking, and it's running non-stop. So turning down the music doesn't clean your windshield, it frees up the part of you that interprets, the mind doing the reading and the deciding. You're not seeing more, you're clearing room to think. This was never really about cars. Your brain has been turning down the world your whole life. In a loud room, when you finally pick out the one voice you were looking for. In a hard conversation, when everything else goes quiet. On a bad day, when you can't take in one more thing. You never noticed because there was nothing to reach for. No dial on the wall, no slider on the table, no knob on the side of your head. Parking is just the rare moment the volume control sits right under your hand where you can feel it. The dashboard knob is the only one you can see. The rest have been running silently the entire time.